Hold on. I'm not allowed to own a motorcycle.
Ladies and gentlemen, I may never know the cathartic feeling one feels while riding down the mountain, wind in my hair, leather on my back, on the front of a motorcycle. Why? Because my wife says that I'm too accident-prone to own a motorcycle. I, however, fail to see how any of my past accidents correlate to motorcycle ownership. The first incident she's referencing happened when I was about 5 years old. I was riding home in my dad's giant monster truck, or so it seemed to me because he had to lift me up to get me into it. We're almost home when I hear a whooshing sound next to my ear. My first instinct, my door must be open and I need to shut it. I took no time to think about the fact that my seatbelt had not made a clicking sound. See, up until this point, no one had told me your seatbelt had to be making a clicking sound to function. I also didn't think about the fact that we were going around a turn. Nope, I opened my door and I fell out. Head first, feet second. Now, as you can imagine, I had a bit of road rash on my face, but the worst part, I broke my big toe.
Ow.
I don't know if you've ever broken your big toe, but there's literally nothing that can be done. You just have to wait until that toe stops hurting. Tragic. Now, the second time, I was about 22. I'd had a little bit to drink, and I was in the annual Albuquerque Pride Parade. Now, I wasn't in one of those giant floats, those big, huge, like Wells Fargo floats. No, I was in a low-budget float. It was a very small, mildly decorated truck, followed by an even smaller, even more mildly decorated trailer, each filled with a few girls. And if you've never been on a float, it's about 30 minutes of yelling and dancing and bracing yourself. And we're near the end of the parade, and I'm exhausted. So I was resting while the truck rested. But I rested too long. The truck went, and so did I, right over the tailgate. I tried with all my might to hold on, but realized there was no point in trying, so I let go, and I turned myself quickly to avoid having my head run over by the trailer. But I was too late to keep it from coming up onto my shorts. So there's the trailer coming at me, full of women, and it's on my shorts. So I've got a choice. Broken pelvis, or jump out of my shorts in the middle of Central, nude, in front of thousands of strangers. So I did nothing. It's way too difficult of a decision to make. But I was lucky. They stopped, backed up, and I was freed. Now the third story's not quite as interesting. I was tying down a mattress to the back of the truck when my wife jokes, "Hey, don't fall off of that truck." I tell her to leave me alone. And before I know it, I finished up and I go to jump off, but I get caught in the rope and I land with all of my weight on my ankle. Never heard the end of that one. Now, I'll admit, it takes a special kind of person to have these sorts of accidents. But I still fail to see how any of these things correlate to motorcycle ownership. For example, motorcycles do not have doors or seat belts, so the first accident is completely unrelated. Secondly, I've never seen a motorcycle used as a float, and I really could not see myself standing on one, so this situation is also unrelated. And now, could you really picture a scenario in which you'd be tying a mattress down to a motorcycle? No. So I think you can all agree with me that none of these situations are relatable to a motorcyclist. You may wonder why this is so important to me, though. Have you ever not fit in? Have you ever not fit in with your own family? Well, both of my parents own motorcycles and two of my brothers. Eventually, everyone in my family may own a motorcycle besides me. I could be the black sheep when we go out for family photos and everyone else is wearing cool Harley gear and I'm stuck wearing normal people clothes. Clearly, my wife does not understand the importance of family motorcycle bonds. I can't argue with my wife that I'm very clumsy. I once walked right off of a 5-foot platform and landed on my head. But I've never seen a motorcycle more than 3 feet tall. And I would always be wearing a helmet. In fact, I'd be wearing a helmet, goggles, and leather from shoulder to feet. I would be more protected on a motorcycle than I've ever been in my life. She's obviously projected her own fear of motorcycles onto a completely unrelated situation. The real danger here, people, what we really need to be afraid of, are trucks. I should never be allowed in or around a truck. Nobody's told me to put my helmet on before getting into a truck. In fact, they don't even sell protective gear for riding in trucks. So, I hope you all can agree with me from this point that I have been much safer on a motorcycle than I ever have been around a truck. Thank you.